Yeah. Oh, there. Number 5. That's what scares me. Okay, it's 7 o'clock, and I'll call the meeting of the Wyomissing Borough Council to order. Please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brennan?
Here.
Councilmember Durham?
Here.
Councilmember Vogel?
Here.
Councilmember Barnett? Here. Councilmember Stango? Councilmember Reeson?
Here.
And Council President James.
Here. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Do we have any public comments this meeting as they relate to items on the agenda? Are there any public comments this evening?
I just have an objection that we're not publicizing the ordinances before getting to vote, so anybody could make an informed comment and voice an informed opinion. I understand there might be some, going around the laws of Pennsylvania, but it's really not a big deal to put on the website a PDF. It just doesn't take any space at all, and we could have those easily placed such that people can consult them before coming to the meeting. There are a ton of ordinances and resolutions that would, I see no harm, and it makes common sense to have them available, just like we have the agenda. And again, I know Mr. Hartman has found ways around the law, but it just doesn't make sense. It simply doesn't make sense, and it doesn't take any effort from the staff or from there's no load on the computer, anything like that. So I would encourage you to have those available publicly.
Just for the information of council and the audience, no ordinances come to final action by council without being advertised and made publicly available. The ordinances that are listed on the agenda for the most part tonight are those which are under consideration for advertising for future final action. I think there might be one that is up for final action tonight, and if it is, then that has been previously advertised. So bottom line is no ordinances are ever up for final action without being publicly advertised and made available for review.
That was not my comment. My comment was to have it available nevertheless, because it just makes sense.
Thank you for your comments, sir.
Thank you for allowing me
Any
to
other
comment.
public comments? Hearing no further public comments, we're going to move on. Okay, in your packet, you have the council meetings of the December 13th meeting, and I'll entertain a motion to approve or amend. Move to approve.
I'll second the move.
And we have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Consulting engineers report. Good evening.
Good evening. Everything should be in our report for the month of December. The only two items I will elaborate on are the Berkshire Boulevard Pump Station is out to bid, and bidding will close this week. And last week, the 2023 Streets project went out to bid, and those bids are due February 16th.
have any questions for the consulting engineer? Mr. Babb, do you have anything you'd like to say?
No, there's no recommendations in the, infrastructure committee report.
Okay,
Good to go.
I will.
I would
would
appreciate
like-
if everybody
You
would
haven't?
read my very short
I was
report.
just gonna say it's very,
I like it concise.
okay. Mr. Bruner's gonna bring it up in his report, but my compliments. Okay, may we have a motion to accept? No, we did not.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it. Police chief and mayor's report. Chief Phillips and Mr. Mayor.
I am certain that the chief will elaborate on it, but I am very pleased to point out to you that one of our detectives, Detective Andrews, has been selected to be the FOP's Officer of the Year. He has done some utterly outstanding work that we're very proud of. And I'll turn it over to the chief, and we'll be glad to answer any of your questions.
Good evening, everyone. I have the pleasure of reporting to you the police activity for the month of December. Again, if you have any questions at the end, just let me know, and I'll be sure to answer them for you. We were available for 3,037 hours of on-duty time during the month of December. We handled 600 calls for service. 176 of those were in our residential communities, which accounted for 29% of our total calls of service. And 38 calls were in, I'm sorry, that was in our business districts. 38 calls were in our community residents, which accounted for 6% of our total calls for service. It took us an average of 4.23 minutes to arrive on location, and we spent an average of 28.56 minutes on each assignment. Training for the month of December consisted of crisis negotiations, enforcement of the PA vehicle inspection manual, and advanced patrol tactics. During the month, we gave assistance to 6 other agencies, and we received a total of 19 from other agencies. Most of those were during one incident, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. On the 1st and the 14th, our motor vehicle inspectors were conducting truck inspections throughout the borough in an effort to try to maintain safe roadways throughout the borough, or highways especially. They inspected 22 trucks on those 2 days. They found a few minor violations, nothing was major, nothing was put out of service, which was a good thing. All their reports were uploaded to the state. On the 4th, we participated with the rec board, and we participated in the Lighting of the Greens parade and the festivities down there. It was a very nice day. There's a lot of people down there at the parklands. I'm sure we'll be spoken about here in a little bit. The 15th was a tough day, both with the weather that we had that day and how our day started with responding to a shooting at the Burke Center for Digestive Health on Reed Avenue. I'm sure all of you saw the news reports on that. Tragic incident. We had 3 people shot. 1 was deceased. We found that it was domestic related. The person who's deceased was the actual shooter. He shot his estranged girlfriend and then a person who tried to intervene. I'm happy to say that both of the victims that were shot are going to survive. It seems like they've got some recovery that they need to do yet, but they were very lucky. So somebody was looking down upon them that day, I think. But that same day, it ended in a little much lighter and better note with our officers participating in the Shop with the Cop at Boscov's North. They got some gift cards from Boscov's to help the children spend on Christmas presents for their family members. And every one of our officers that participates in this is always going into their own wallets and giving the kids some extra money to buy something and buying things for the kids themselves. So it's a great time of year to do that type of thing and giving back to the community. And then on the 20th, our Civil Service Commission met and certified our list for the position of police officer. And then after which the council met and a special session and gave conditional offers of employment to 2 individuals. Happy to say that those 2 individuals are here tonight. We can mention their names now to the public. It is Maria Figueroa Medina, who's seated back here behind
Please
me.
stand up.
And then Ryan Selecki, who is seated right over here behind me. Maria is actually gonna be starting with us tomorrow. She needs the academy. That starts on Monday the 16th. So she's gonna be here for a couple of days doing administrative stuff. We're gonna get her size for uniforms, all that type of stuff. Ryan is going to start with us on the 23rd. Ryan comes to us, he's an officer with the city of Reading. You're about 7 years experience now?
6
or
years.
6 years experience. So he's coming with us, to us with a little bit of time under his belt already, and, you know, so we're expecting that he's gonna be showing us what to do, you know, how to do it, so. We're very excited to have them both start, and, you know, getting them going here, and Marie's got a little bit of time yet, 6 months at the academy, but, she tells me she's looking forward to it. I got their schedule sent to me, and I was showing her before coming to the meeting, and they start PT on Tuesday. So they're getting right into it. So we're very excited to have them start with this. And then, as the mayor stated, our Detective Andrews was selected as Police Officer of the Year by the Berks County's Internal Order of Police, Round 71. I think all of you know him, maybe some know him better than others, but Darren's he's been in that office now a little while as a detective. He gets into a lot of our investigations that take a little bit more time, and he does a lot of investigations that are requiring computers and their cell phones and just tracking with things, and he's made a couple big cases in the last couple of years, and he was recognized for his efforts by the FOP. So we are proud of him. He's been made fun of a little bit, you know, in-house now. It's well deserved. It's well deserved. If you see
You're
him,
making fun of or the award?
both.
Oh, that's fine.
So if you see him, you know, make sure you can acknowledge him nicely, but you can give him a little ribbon too.
Do we have to
deserves
kiss
that.
his ring?
Yeah. Our top 10 incidents for the month are averaging the same as what they normally are, with traffic stops being the highest. We responded to a total of 57 different types of accidents throughout the month. We gave out a total of 225 combination of citations, parking tickets, or warnings. The report here states that we arrested 28 people. That I checked before coming over today with our administrative assistant being off towards the end of the year. He didn't get a lot of the paperwork in with the arrests that have to be done, so they actually arrested 33 adults for the month. We dealt with 3 wanted subjects. There were a total of 35 Part 1 or Part 2 type crimes, which leaves us with 565 incidents that were non-criminal. The breakdown of what those Part 1 and Part 2 crimes were there. As of right now, it's showing us at a 67% clearance rate for the year, which I think it's gonna be about that. I'll have to check everything again, because again, these are snapshots in time of when I run the numbers. But as things get updated in the system, it changes it. So it's gonna be somewhere right around there. But you see in the comparison that we're right about where we are every year. We used 958 gallons of fuel, patrolled 11,339 miles, and between our fine monies and requests for reports and overtime reimbursements and the sale of a police vehicle, we brought in $19,163. Our times that were busy throughout the day are pretty standard every month, and our incident for which we made the most arrests for the month were retail thefts. So if anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to.
Do we have any questions for Chief Phillips? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve this report.
So moved.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Chief.
I'm just gonna walk them out.
Okay, and just to our 2 new officers, welcome to the borough. Outside the city of Reading, Wyomissing historically has been one of the most progressive municipal departments in this county, if not going beyond the county. So you're with a good group of people. The men and women sitting at this table are here to give you the tools to do your job efficiently and effectively, and that does not waver. So, welcome, and best of luck to both of you for a long and prosperous career.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And be safe. Okay. We'll move on to Fire Chief's report. Chief Hackman.
Good evening, council. For the month of December, the department responded to 175 incidents consisting of 22 fires, 31 motor vehicle accidents, 43 QRS medical responses, 12 hazardous conditions, 59 alarm activations, 7 smoke detector details, and 1 fire police call. Total responses in the borough, 108. Total responses in Spring Township, 47. Total responses outside of the borough, 20. Overlapping calls were 132. I'll get to that breakdown. There was no fire damage or saved property for the month of December. Our average turnout per incident was 5.2 personnel. We had 22 volunteer responses for the month, and to the end of the year, we had 1,819 calls. Total responses system-wide were 323. As stated previously, why missing responses were 175, spring was 252. 43 QRS responses with 21 patient contacts, 0 Narcan administration. Our busiest day of the week for December was Friday with 61 incidents, and our busiest hour of the day was 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. with 31 incidents. For the overlapping call breakdown, between spring and why missing at the same time, my fingers aren't working, was 51. Between why missing and why missing was 28, and between spring and spring was 53. If anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And I'll be getting a year-end report probably for Fire and Police Committee and then for February's meeting.
Are there any questions for the fire chief?
Thank you.
Chief. Hearing none, entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Okay, moving on to the committee reports. We'll start with infrastructure. Mr. Brummer.
Thank you. Infrastructure Committee met on December 19th, relatively short meeting. The only thing we have to bring up for a vote is regarding the service franchise agreement with Service Electric Cable. And I had some discussion with the solicitor, so there is a the committee made a recommendation to council to approve Service Electric franchise agreement contingent upon review and comments by the borough solicitor. After speaking with the borough solicitor, I will make a motion that we table this recommendation till further notice. So, we need to vote on the table.
Okay, you making that motion?
I made the motion.
Okay, we have a motion. Second to table. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the ayes have it.
Some other quick things just that have come up over the course of the year. The water connector or the pipe under the Route 12 bridge, it looks like it's gonna be fixed here in the next couple of days, weeks.
No.
Okay, I've never
I
seen
just got an
that.
update on that on Monday night. Now we're talking months. And I think we're planning on having a meeting with you to bring you up to date. I don't know what the issue, it was a surprise to me myself. I thought it was gonna be pretty current, but now they're talking months. And I don't know what the issue is.
Okay, so I'll scratch that from my comments.
Yes.
The other thing with the Western Berks Water Authority is based on the information received by all the boroughs, the individuals that came to committee meetings, and council meetings, Western Berks Water Authority has decided to keep fluoride in the water. And the only other thing I want to bring to everybody's attention, and I know everybody read it from cover to cover, but Jim's report on the borough I think is a great indication. I get a lot of questions, or not a lot, but I get a few questions a year saying, what do these guys do and gals do all day long? Some of the things that came up over the course of the year, obviously, was about the water, but also about trees. And I thought it was interesting to see that the borough pruned 1,579 trees. The good majority of those are trees in training, which I guess are small trees. There were 247 shade trees that were pruned, and another 124 shade trees that were pruned based upon citizens' calls into the borough hall to say there's a hanging limb or something along those lines, for a total of 371. There were 167 trees removed throughout the borough. 109 of those were taken down by our crew, and we also replaced 146 trees. So I know that was a topic earlier in the year when we had the windstorm and a few limbs came down and unfortunately caused some damage to residences and cars and such thing, but just wanted to sort of bring that to everybody's attention since that was a hot topic for a month or two here within the borough. Other than that, that's all I have for the infrastructure committee.
Hey, if I could just bring one thing up under the old business portion of your report. As you know, I had asked what's going on with the uplight signage along Route 12 and 222, along with the street lights. I saw the list. Yeah, it was even more than I thought it was of the number of outages. But Jim, you had looked in, you talked to Telco. You want to explain where we are?
All I know is that sometime in the past, I became aware that the main breaker panel for the lights along Route 12, basically from the inn at Reading through that interchange, from what you had indicated, were all out. And when I went to that breaker panel, the main breaker was tripped, tried to reset it, kept it tripped and tripped and tripped. So there's a short somewhere in that whole array of probably 30 lights somewhere underground. There's a short. So Telco will be looking to try to track that down where the issue is, so they can make the repair to the lines so the breaker will stay on.
Is this our issue or PennDOT's?
This is our issue.
Okay.
When the Park Road corridor was put in, the lights at the North Wyomissing Boulevard interchange and at that interchange were to be maintained by the borough.
Thank you for the update. At least maybe we'll see something, because I mean it's getting dangerous. I mean, it's dark. There's no lighting at all. No street lights. No up sign lights. There's nothing.
I don't know, I'm gonna assume that the uplighting is the same circuit as the street light.
I would
don't know
think
that-
so.
I don't know that circuit.
Yeah, you would think so. But, okay. Thanks for the update, Jim. Appreciate it. And Chief, thanks for your guys for getting all that information down. Like I said, I was amazed when I saw that list.
They go out once a month, and we're constantly writing down, we have officers assigned that do that. And we just constantly, we fax them in, and whether they fix the, how quickly.
We get calls on a weekly basis from residents at the lights out. We just report them to PPL,
Yeah.
for the most part, it's PPL.
Okay. You've heard the infrastructure committee report. Entertain a motion to approve it.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bruner. Okay, library board, Ms. Barnett.
You can see the statistics are in the report, and some are up, some are down. Basically, over time, it's trending to getting back to pre-COVID periods. You can see that we're losing 2 members of the board, Mark Racker and Sarah Harris. We are still looking for a place to have the Derby Party, which is the biggest fundraiser of the year. And it's difficult to have somebody willing to host so many people to come through their house and have a house which so many people are interested in seeing. So it's a difficult combination. But we'll be still working on it. much effort made, decision was made to start this year. After the holidays were behind the library, the activities which normally would be conducted by the children's librarian are being taken over by colleague staff, the librarian in large, that the president of the library board. That's my report.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Personnel, Mr. Mogul.
Yes. Had a meeting on December 20th, 2022. The essence of the meeting is in the report. It was rather brief. You will see there that the agenda to take action on administrative staff bonuses for two administrative personnel. And the second one was to have staff bonus for borough secretary and utility coordinator in the amount of 2,000 each. All in favor? I don't see anything on our report here that we have to
You did at the special council meeting,
special counsel.
directly after that meeting.
That's all there is.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Hearing none, entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the report.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. So approved. Thank you. Planning Commission, Mr. Stanko.
Good evening. We started out the afternoon on January 3rd, re-electing our list of officers was and as the commission chair. Michael Kerr was the vice chair. There were two items that had to be considered. One was the provision of the zoning ordinance, which is included substantially in the votes of the ordinance. Two changes need to be made. One, the regulation of short-term rentals. The sort of short-term rental to be defined. A motion was made to advertise that resolution, that ordinance, that approved by the commission and recommended to the council for a decision to advertise. Will you make that motion?
Second.
We have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
The second item on the agenda was the preliminary land development plan, which was to be considered on the 3rd, and no one was available to provide insight and information to the commission. So a motion was made to extend the land development plan to our next meeting, correct?
For the most part, yes. The reason it was extended is because the applicant submitted after the deadline to meet the time frame for review by the borough engineer and myself to give a recommendation to the planning commission.
Okay, there actually is in here a 90-day extension. Is that what you're proposing, Ron?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll second.
Motion and second to approve 90-day extension for 850 North Wyomissing Boulevard. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, so approved.
And that would be the extent of my report.
Any questions for Mr. Stanko? Okay, hearing none, entertain a motion to approve his report.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Finance Administration, Mr. Durr.
Finance Administration Committee met on January 5th at 8 a.m. The first order of business was to reorganize, and they appointed, with a motion and a second, to appoint myself as chairperson for another year, and since Steve wasn't here, he was appointed vice chair. Thanks. Phyllis gave an extensive report, which is all included with a lot of detail. But the highlights are that we ended the year with a fund balance of $11,142,000, which was about 1.150 million more than an increase from the 2021 end, primarily due to an increase in revenue and some taxes, mercantile taxes, some of the other things that were unbudgeted, as well as not doing some of the projects that were originally anticipated that no grant funding was available for. So the balances were higher than anticipated. Of that 11,142,000, 1.7 of that is reserved for future projects, either for 2023 or reserved for things like the fire truck, which will stay in the reserve until a decision's made as to what to do with that, about $450,000. We are projecting to be around where we are again next year, which would be about $7.5 million of unreserved dollars. The details that are in here. The only thing that we did do was we discussed, we moved about, of the balance of funds, about $8 million into deployment accounts, which stands for Pennsylvania Local Government Investment Trust. And we're trying to move as much money as we can into that to take advantage of a windfall of the higher interest rates right now. So it's a recommendation of the Finance Committee to try to stagger out. We have 2 CDs that came due that we were getting 3-point-something% on a very short-term basis. They're coming due on the 12th of January. It's going to be the recommendation to the council to take those $2 million and split them into 2 $1 million CDs coming due, one in September of 23 and one in November of 23. And Phyllis has done some cash flow projections that she feels that with the incoming tax bills that are starting to come in, as well as about $2.5 million that she has in operating funds, we should easily be able to do that. And we think this is one of the areas that we can count on some windfall dollars coming in that was not budgeted for because of the higher interest. So 5%, we're going to get about I think it's 4.9% on the September and around 5% of the November 23rd, 2023 CD. And then we have like $1 million coming due almost every month, so that if she does need CAD for projects, she can get it. So I'm going to make that recommendation to council and make that motion.
Second. Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, I'm sorry. I just think that too. Let's do a roll call.
Councilmember Brunner?
Yes.
Councilmember Dare?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember Barnett?
Yes.
Councilmember Seiko?
Yes.
Councilmember Reeser?
Yes.
And Council President
Do
James.
it. Yes.
So apparently on an every other year basis, we have something called an OPEB valuation report, which is retired policemen are given a benefit of $750 post-retirement insurance benefit as long as they're not employed by another department, and that they are buying their own health insurance up until the time they reach Medicare. And it sounds like we have to fund this, and every other year we need to have someone come in and do an audit and actuarial estimate.
Yeah, to determine what the value of that future obligation is.
So that valuation report was conducted, and it was conducted by Mock and Hop Financial Summary, who must be borough employed. And it's the recommendation of the Finance Committee, after listening to it for 15 minutes, to go ahead and recommend to council that we approve that valuation report. And I'll make that motion.
What does OPEB stand
Who's mocking up?
Mock and Hop is who's the guys that hired him? The
Gerard.
guard, Gerard hired Mock and Hop to do this.
Yes.
And I don't, does anybody know what OPEB is?
I can see this
I
going
don't,
way,
but I can find out
way
for
far
you.
away.
We can certainly find out, Fred, if something good.
I'll second it.
Too many
We have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it to approve the Mock and Hop actuarial report.
And the solicitor is going to explain the group for business privilege and mercantile tax ordinance in a summary shorter than the last time you explained.
proposes a business privilege tax and a record sale tax. The agency that collects that for us is Burke CIT. Burke CIT's legal counsel has recommended to the borough some revisions to the ordinance by which we impose that tax. I have incorporated those recommendations into the draft ordinance, and the committee has recommended to council to authorize the advertisement of the ordinance to implement those enhancements to our collection regulations. Yeah, we may not, by state law, we may not change or we may not increase the rate of tax nor the breadth of the tax. So these changes will only affect rules regarding collection, such as, for example, penalties and interest that is imposed upon the non-payment of the tax.
And these were recommendations requested by Burke CIT.
Correct, yes.
But Wyomissing has to win.
That's right.
Each
So I will make that motion.
Each municipality collects through that.
That's correct.
Right.
I will make that.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and second to advertise the amendment of ordinance number 1431-2023. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. So ordered to be advertised.
Does this resolution for fee schedule, does that just get approved, or is that be advertised?
No, that is ready for approval by council.
Okay. So there was a resolution number 2023-01, which was revising and updating the borough's fee schedule, and I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 2023-01 of updating the borough fee schedule. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, so ordered.
There's also resolution number 2023-02, appointing Dave Reeser as the assistant treasurer for the borough of Wyomissing. And I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations, David. You don't get a bump in your paycheck.
I think that's it, Bill.
Dude, I thought I was gonna get 100%
Make a
raise.
motion, we approve the finance and admin.
It is 100%.
Okay, we have a motion to approve
Thanks, everybody.
and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Borough Manager's Report.
Good
Mrs.
evening,
Bear.
good evening, everyone. The minutes from the Western Berks Water Authority Board meeting have not been received. We will make those available in your February council packets, as soon as we do receive them.
I signed them last night, I don't know what, I guess they didn't get here.
Malin normally sends them out first thing in the morning, but I normally have them by 7:30. So,
Cause I signed it last night. Okay.
he has not distributed them yet.
Okay.
Respectfully requesting a motion to approve adoption of resolution number 2023-03 to reappoint Thomas McKean as a planning commission member.
So moved.
A motion and second to appoint Mr. Tom McKean on the Planning Commission. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
I'm respectfully requesting a motion to approve adoption of resolution number 2023-04 to reappoint Najla Patish as a zoning hearing board member.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
I'm respectfully requesting a motion to approve adoption of resolution number 2023-05 to recognize Angela Duen for her years of service to the borough.
So,
So motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I second it, didn't hear it.
I just like to mention that Angela's been particularly helpful with the rec board. She's been wonderful with publicity, with Squeaky Hollow. She always has great ideas, great attendance. She was a wonderful contributor to the rec board. Very much appreciated.
respectfully requesting a motion to approve adoption of resolution number 2023-06 to recognize Gregory Portner for his years of service to the borough.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second.
I believe we have something we'd like to present to you.
Mr. Porter, will you please come up here? Along with Mr. Mayor.
Good to see you there.
Well, you've yelled at us for enough time, now we can yell at you. Why don't you come on over here?
You gonna yell at me?
I'd like to present you with this plaque for years of service. I'll hold that, and just, you know, with Greg's 14 years in local government, combined with his many years that he served on the school board, he has certainly demonstrated his commitment to giving back to the community, and we thank you for that, sir.
Anyway, thank you very much for this recognition. I'm kind of speechless, which doesn't happen too often, but at any rate, as you all know, you don't do this thing, you don't do this for this. You do this for, it's an honor and privilege to serve the community. You do it, and you do it to have fun. How many times you sit there and the taxpayer, you know, we are here at the beck and call of the taxpayers. We represent them. I think I could say about this group that's sitting at this table right now, probably one of the most knowledge-based groups of people that I've seen with the borough. So you know, I think the borough's in good hands. Your hearts are in the right place, and that's what I've observed over the last few years, and it's good to see. So it's time for me to back out, let new people take over. Get these, you know, I'm gonna be so Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. I'll be sitting on the couch with a remote, half sleeping, half drooling. Don't quote that, by the way. But you know, that's what I have, and it's time to relax and take on other
And
things.
it's like to be noted that this has to do with being an elected council member as well as then being a treasurer.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've walked in your shoes, walked in her shoes. We walked in a lot of shoes together.
That I'd like to see.
Well, Jan and I served on the school board together. Of course, I served with most people, except for the new members. I came in, what, a year ago?
Right.
About a year. So, but again, thank you. It's been real, it's been an honor, privilege to serve the community. Chief, just make sure that my license plate is noted, so, you know, I don't get stopped any place, you know what I mean? But thank you very much, I appreciate it. Thank you. Do I get some free legal advice? There's more attorneys on this.
Great.
You got what you pay for.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Next, I'm respectfully requesting a motion to adopt resolution number 2023-7, approving the destruction of certain records in conjunction with the Pennsylvania Historical Museum Commission guidelines, and in this case, those documents are residential building permits from 1910 to 2017 because they are now scanned in an electronic format.
So moved.
Motion and second for the destruction of documents. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Respectfully requesting a motion to approve advertising ordinance number 1432-2023, an ordinance of the Borough of Wyomissing, Berks County, Pennsylvania, to amend the Code of Ordinances, I'm reading the wrong one, sorry. 1432-2023, an ordinance of the Borough of Wyomissing, Berks County, Pennsylvania, to amend the Code of Ordinances of the Borough of Wyomissing, Chapter 11, entitled Housing, to amend Part 2, rental property maintenance by amending several sections. I'll summarize that.
A motion, second? We have a second. Okay, on resolution 2023-07, all those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, so ordered.
That was 20. No, 20.
1432-2023.
1423.
Okay. That's it.
I'm respectfully requesting a motion to approve adopting ordinance number 1429-2023 to amend chapter 18 sewage and sewage disposal, to remove reference to specific rate amounts and instead reference rates imposed by the Wyomissing Valley Joint Municipal Authority and rates adopted by resolution by the borough.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance number 1429-2023 is enacted. So approved.
Respectfully requesting a motion to approve authorizing a 3% raise effective January 1st, 2023 for all administrative staff members. We did not make a motion at the personnel meeting to amend the agenda, even though that was discussed. Hence why it's being covered under my report and not the personnel minutes.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brennan?
Yes.
Councilmember Jarrett?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember Barnett?
Yes.
Councilmember Stanko?
Yes.
Councilmember Reeser?
Yes.
And Council President James?
Yes.
I'm respectfully requesting a motion to approve advertisement of and holding a conditional use hearing for 521 Van Reeve Road on Wednesday, February 22nd at 11 a.m. in council chambers.
So
Motion, second.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, so approved.
Friendly reminder, the January Infrastructure Committee meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 17th at 12 p.m. due to Martin Luther King, due to Borough Hall being closed on Monday, January 16th in observance of the Martin Luther King holiday. And a reminder, we are closed on Monday, January 16th. I need to request two motions to amend the agenda, or one motion to amend the agenda to discuss holding a hearing for an intermunicipal liquor license transfer, and also to request a motion to reappoint Arthur White to the Wyomissing Valley Joint Municipal Authority.
Okay, which one do you want to do first?
Doesn't matter to me.
Well, listen, I would recommend one motion to make both amendments to the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, agenda's been amended. Public comment. Okay, hearing no public comment, let's continue with,
Similar to the request for a motion to approve advertisement of and holding a hearing, I am respectfully requesting a motion to advertise a public hearing for an intermunicipal liquor license transfer to be held at 7 p.m. on February 14th, 2023, which is the regular February council meeting, for a liquor license transfer to 400 North Park Road, the former Friendlies.
From where? Where's it coming?
Spring Township.
To bring you flour.
Tavern on Penn.
okay, we have a motion for a
Yes.
liquor license transfer hearing on the 14th. Someone wish to make that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So granted.
I tried to get them to come to the special meeting on the 22nd, but the attorney for the applicant was not available, so Valentine's Day it is. I'm also respectfully requesting a motion to reappoint Arthur White to the Wyomissing Valley Joint Municipal Authority Board for a second 4-year term.
So moved.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it. So appointed.
And that is my manager's report. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. May I entertain a motion to accept the manager's report?
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay. Before you have the treasurer's statement of operation, general fund, Bureau of Water, sewer fund, highway aid, refuge recycling fund, and the road tax fund. Entertain a motion to accept those reports. Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, also before you is the accounts payable report, general fund, Bureau of Water and Sewer Fund, Refuge Recycling Fund. And I'll entertain a roll call to approve. Or entertain a motion to approve. Motion second. Gee, Greg, I'm gonna give you one last shot. You say anything?
I didn't get the report beforehand, so I didn't get a chance to look at it.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brenner?
Yes.
Councilmember Dirk?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember Monat? Yes. Councilmember Stanko?
Yes.
Councilmember Reeser?
Yes.
And Council President James.
Yes. Okay, next is the tax collector's report. Do we have anything? From the tax collector? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on. Is there any old business to be brought before council this evening? We don't have it.
Yeah.
Ian's in there.
Oh,
Hold on, I can go all of
I'm
them.
sorry, I didn't even see it up there.
There you go.
Okay, entertain a motion to approve the tax collector's report.
So moved. Second.
Motion second, all those in favor? Opposed? So approved. Okay, now we'll go on to any old business to be brought before council. Hearing none, any new business?
If I may, Bill, I had spoken with Jim Bass about some, it's just a visual kind of thing of looking, driving some of the streets and finding a lot of big old trees that have come down. Jim suggested I speak with Mark McLaughlin, our in-house arborist, and I asked him to write a report as to what was going on. Has that gone out to council yet?
Yeah, copies on it,
That was in the packet.
All right, so that,
Yeah,
we
nice,
get,
nice order.
I think we all get questions about what the heck's going on, why do you take that one down, it had all kinds of green leaves on it and stuff. And these folks in that department really know what they're doing. So I wanted to get that out so that we all are armed and talk intelligently with borough residents about what's going on. Unfortunately, trees have a lifespan just like we do. And it's coming due. Some of those trees go back to the very beginning. As I'm sure you've seen some of those photographs as I have. The borough, the streets laid out, the streets paved, the curbing is in, the trees are there, but there's no houses. That's how far back it is. So I thought Mark did a nice job.
I think Mark did a very nice job with that.
Yes.
I've asked Melissa to make sure that his article in full is published on the website, and then also it's part of the spring citizens newsletter.
We're gonna wait to put it on the website until it goes live.
Oh, till
the
that's all
newsletter.
done,
Yes,
right,
yes.
that makes sense. So.
Do you put Jim's report on the website also?
We can, yeah.
I think it usually
Yeah,
does.
usually does.
Any other new business? Is there any other public comment this evening regarding non-agenda items? Let the record show that there was no response from the public, and with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Second. Motion second. All those in favor? Aye. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you, one and all.
Take care.
I'm gonna give it a trigger.